And we are live for the first Friday night doubleheader of the 2026 NRL season. And after a 52-4 win for the Storm, they sit pretty, but can we see who gets their wins to kick off their campaign as we are here for the New Zealand Warriors taking on the Sydney Roosters. It's what's expected to be a sold-out Go Media Stadium. And this will be a very interesting contest between the two. Hello everybody and welcome to this stream. And you've got a Roosters team looking very confident in their ways at the current moment. I mean, by the way they're looking, they're very heavily favoured to become top of the table. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on them. Warriors, going to be interesting to see how they do play out from this game, but this is being heavily predicted to be a Roosters win to kick off their campaign, but you just don't know, and we're going to just go through it here. So this will be one of the interesting matches to say. We've got a poll in the in the chat here to see who you guys think should be able to take out the win in the first doubleheader. We've got 2 votes, and both of them have tipped over to the Sydney Roosters. Vincent Spears, Roosters should win this comfortably, but who knows? Yeah, I think this is definitely a match that the Roosters like, because with all the hype built around them, that they should be able to make a big statement victory. And that's why I have tipped the Roosters to take this, I think, 13 plus, which I think is understandable, but you never know. You've got some couple of changes into the teams. There's been a bit of shuffling from the initial team list being named. So without further ado, we'll actually now go through the teams and see how both sides are going to be lining up. So starting off with the New Zealand Warriors, you've got Charles Cole-Clockstead at fullback, Dallin Watine-Zelezniak and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck on the wings, with Ali Leotawa and Adam Pompey in the centres. Channel Hannes-Tavita and Tanner Boyd are the playmakers. James Fisher-Harrod and Jackson Ford are the props, with Wade Egan at hooker. Kurt Capel and Jacob Labin as the second row, with Aaron Clark at lock. And the bench consists of Sam Healy, Dimitri Valmarga, Leka Halasima, Tanner Stowers-Smith, Tane Tuapiki, and Morgan Gannon. And looking at the opposition of the Sydney Roosters, you've got James Tedesco at fullback, Daniel Tupou and Mark Nawangani-Tawasi on the wings, with Billy Smith and Felix Alaga-Palga in the centres. Daly Cherry Evans gets his first start at 5'8", alongside Sam Walker as the playmakers. Lindsay Collins and Spencer Lenny start in the props, with Benayate Alielu as the hooker. Angus Crichton and Nat Butcher in the second row, with Nafari White as the lock. Blake Steep, Connor Watson, Isia Wong, Egan Butcher, Cody Ramsey and Tony Rodwell are on the bench. So I guess in this time we can very much start talking about what happened last night. The Melbourne Storm with a 52-4 win. Like, I did expect the Storm to get the job done, because they haven't lost round one matchup since 2001, which is kind of mental. My dad still can't pronounce Marky Mark's last name. I don't blame him, though. Yeah, to be fair, it took like a bit, because the only reason I knew it is because I had to write story bulletins for sports, and I had to listen to Sydney Data State, and they did say his last name, and I had to type it out phonetically. So that's the only reason I properly know his last name. Sorry for the pop there, but that's the only real way that I was able to get it done convincingly. 4 votes, now currently in the poll, 3-1. We have someone who has voted for the Warriors to get an opening round win. I feel like definitely the crowd will most definitely need to be a factor in for this matchup. But yeah, it's a lot of the other pre-game hype not really focusing on the Warriors and Roosters. They're obviously talking about the game later on tonight, which is the Brisbane Broncos and the Penrith Panthers. And once this stream ends, it'll immediately cross over to the other one. So we'll be doing a doubleheader on that. Now more votes coming in. It's now 60% in favour of the Roosters. So we're starting to get a bit of a solid minority voting for the Warriors. I've got Cronulla coming top 4, especially with the draw we have. Yeah, they're kind of interesting. I think I still had Sharks in the finals, but I had them sort of lower down. I think they might have had them in like 7th or 8th, one of those positions. But yeah, definitely the Sharks can do it. Like they've they've very much been one of the better teams in the comp. It's just they haven't just gotten enough to just get to that, premiership contending level as of yet. But they definitely can. They're getting pretty close to that point. It'll be interesting to see how they do go tomorrow against the Titans. Well, that match respectfully should be belt to buttocks. if anything, like that should be. If the Sharks don't win 13 plus in that game, that's might be a bit of questions looking at, but you don't know because you got Renan Mulatalo obviously out with his ACL, which I didn't know until making a prediction saying that he was going to be top try scorer for the 2026 season, and yeah, that was a brilliant call from me. So, just a bit of preamble here. There is unfortunately no game footage. Unfortunately, just the way copyright is at the moment. Don't think this is on free-to-air TV, so unfortunately I can't help. Sharks are playing in my hometown next round. Where do they play next week? They're playing in round 2. I actually haven't probably looked at this schedule and keeping up with it. Round 2. Oh, Bathurst. Yeah, right. I didn't realise. I knew that Penrith usually do regional games. I didn't realise they were doing it that early in the season. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Definitely need to be doing a lot more of the of these matches in the regions before we start focusing about doing games like the Middle East and stuff like that. Especially with what's going on at the moment. So yeah, anybody got any multis? Yeah, they really are just not caring about the Warriors Roosters game. There's just all talk about Brisbane and Penrith. It's I know that there has been points where the 6 p.m. kickoff does get that sort of treatment, but yeah, it's a bit ridiculous at this point. Now it's 6 votes here, 67% in favour of the Roosters to get the job done in this opening round win across the ditch in Auckland. They're obviously now talking about Reece Walsh and, his grand final performance last year. Not much you could say about that. Probably the most deserved, Dally M, win, you got to say. Especially with, his run of form into the finals. It was actually ridiculous. So just now waiting around for when this match starts. We've got about 22 or so minutes, so what I think we can do is definitely start making some talking points about both teams. So Luke Metcalf was injured, so he's not in the squad here for the Warriors. I feel like Warriors' wing defense is going to be a very crucial element if they were to get this win. But I've been seeing that unfortunately, some players like Dallin Martinez-Lesiak hasn't had the greatest run in terms of defending his wing, and now he's going to be up against Martin Awanga-Nitawase, and that's going to be a lot of pressure on here. So I feel like a low-scoring game, in my opinion, would be the more likely to favour the Warriors in this. I feel like that's what they should be expecting. I don't really see them scoring as much points if this was a high-scoring affair. Here was Socio Adam Pompey goes. Obviously no what's his name? Mitch Barnett not in the team. Started to see some of the young lads. Leka Halasima. I thought he was going to be starting, but he's coming off the bench. So obviously with the new bench rules, for those who do not know how they work, you have 6 players available on the bench, essentially 2 18 mans, but you can only have 4 players come off the bench. So it's kind of getting to the bit like football/soccer in a way. Come here, Malcolm. Good to see you, man. I think the Warriors will lose today and struggle this season, so watch them win and have a deep run into the playoffs. That's usually what happens. They are one of the teams where it's just, when no one rates them, they do really well. When everyone rates them, they don't really live up to those types of expectations, but it's the Warriors' year. So we just this is going to be one of those games. Anybody got any multis on or anything so we can keep a track on? We had some bloke who came in last night and actually had, it was like minus 30 for the Storm in terms of the line, and he actually got it up because how big the run home was, and it was really good to see from him. But yeah, you just don't know how these matches are going to play out. I feel like if we just quickly switch over now for the lineups for the Roosters, I think all you just really need to do is just score really early, make the crowd no longer a factor in this, get your foot on their necks and just keep it going. Like, this is a game where the Roosters need to dominate early and just put belt to arse. No one stands out for me in the Warriors' backs. Nicole Clockstead, Tuivasa-Sheck and Dalentine Zalesniak are rolled and busted. That's it's just unfortunate. I mean, like, yeah, it's like it's going to be hard to see where these points will come from. One month, Adam Pompey might. I don't know. Miss Adazee, Warriors usually play well at home. I'm tipping them 1-12. Yeah, that's also a pretty decent factor. They have made their stable fortress. I'm pretty certain that was it last year, all of the games at Go Media Stadium in Auckland were all sold out. So it's very much they need to make it an intimidating venue to come across, especially this year, obviously following their run in 2023. Okay, they're going to have a talking point with Trent Robinson, the coach of the Roosters, but yeah, excited to see how this Rooster team does go tonight. I do have a multi for this matchup, so I've got Daniel Tupou and Martin Awangini-Tawase to score for the Roosters. I've got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck to score for the Warriors, and I've got the Roosters to win. And I've only really betted because Sportsbet gave me like a $10 bonus bet for some reason, so split into two and put it on the Friday matches. But obviously, the very major talking point, if we just point to it there, the debut of Daly Cherry Evans playing at 6 alongside Sam Walker in at 7. Be interesting to see how this does play out with Cherry Evans at 6, because this means he'll be more of a running half. So maybe it could be a possibility at some point down the line they swap. So Walker goes in at 6 with Cherry Evans at 7, but we shall wait and see. I think the Roosters, for the last couple of years, have had points where they'd have a decent team, then they sign a big player, and everyone's like, right, top 4, they're challenging for the title, and just so it's like they signed Brandon Smith from Melbourne. It's like, oh, we're ready. It didn't really happen. Then they signed Dom Young the next year. Well, we're ready. It hasn't really happened. So hopefully DCE does well with this one, and also. To apologise, but Reece Robson, he's at the Roosters this year, isn't he? I just want to fact check, because he signed from the Cows, didn't he? Is he injured, or what's going on there? He plays at the Roosters. Does anyone know possibly what's up with Reece? Medical update. Oh, here we go. He fractured his left thumb in training back in February. That makes sense. And it'll be sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks. There we go. Yep, Miss Adazee, definitely there. Round 10, that's a bit stiff. Obviously, thumbs are one of those ones that can very much niggle around for the last couple of weeks. So, yeah, it's unfortunate there for Robson, but I'm excited to see how this Roosters team still go. We're about 15 minutes away from the kickoff. We'll just keep having a look at what these votes are doing. 7 votes now. 57% in favour of the Roosters to get the win. But there is a pretty sizable minority tipping the Warriors to get it done. It'll be very cool. Because the thing was about like 70-30 around with the Storm Eels game yesterday. So this they're just doing the advertising now for this rival scene, which is Rugby Union, Rugby League, and Aussie rules. doing this, like, these sort of challenges and that. Is it started yet? Oh, you can watch it though, so I must have, because I don't know. I've not been that interested in watching it. I don't know if it's good or not, because it just seems like Survivor, but with a lot less stakes. Like, there isn't a threat of, like, death or whatever. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what kind of what other well, there needs to be like someone needs to do a comedy skit of like rejected ideas for that idea. So I'll just get rid of these now. So just trying to think about what could we see for the Warriors. I think Halasima needs to have a major impact off the bench. And I'm mostly saying that because he's in my fantasy, to say the least. Might just pull up quickly who's actually in my fantasy for this matchup, because I think I've got maybe one or two Roosters players. Well, sorry about that. Just absolutely twatted the mic. Trying to see where the I've definitely got like a Halasima though, so having him coming off the bench is probably not the greatest news. So okay, NRL fantasy. So in terms of this game, I've got Leka Halasima, and that's it. I've got no Roosters players, so it's a bit of a bra moment, but there's definitely a couple of more involved in the game between Melbourne and Penrith. So, Penrith and Brisbane, sorry. But yeah, they're now actually starting to talk about this game for the 6am broadcast, and not about Brisbane and the Penrith, as they're talking about obviously the halves pairing of Sam Walker and Daly Cherry Evans, which is. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. Angus Crichton. You also got Connor Watson on the bench, who's probably arguably the best utility in the NRL, unless someone else wants to throw up a couple of possible names. But I mean, Connor Watson's just been brilliant since joining the Roosters and playing at his utility role. Because it really just makes the thing, it's like, oh, if the play gets down, it's like they've actually got some very decent depth. Obviously, Tedesco as well, the 2025 Dally M medalist, won it very convincingly, and I think it's weird to say, because I don't know, because I didn't watch much of the Roosters in 2025, and it's like I had a feeling he was going to win, but I didn't realise by the size of a margin he did. Is just sort of like, really? But yeah, he definitely probably deserved it, but it was just, I don't know. Any Roosters fans or people who did watch a lot of the Roosters last year, let me know if that was, yeah, definitely a proper deserved win, so to say. Because, yeah, it's just one of those ones I haven't really had a bit of a thinking point. Sam Walker only playing 9 games last year, 17 try assists, 39 from 42 from conversions. God, the Roosters really might be genuine title contenders, but we'll see how we play here, how they'll play here, the Roosters, and we'll find out in real time about how well this team is going to go into 2026. But yeah, it's just Tedesco, 25 games, 11 tries, 168 tackle busts, average run meters of 164, 37 line break assists. The spine is scary. I will very much admit that. The spine for the Roosters is a very scary, scary thing. Total run, he actually led the total run meters, 4,092. He pipped Connor Tracy at the Dogs. Not bad at all. But Yeah, then again, the Warriors could cause the upset here, so you don't know. Okay, we've got about 10 minutes now from the start of the match. Well, one of two for tonight, because obviously following this, we'll cross over and do the Brisbane Broncos and the Penrith Panthers. We'll have a quick pre-game stuff before we go into that kickoff. So, yeah, I'm going to say I think the Roosters should win this 13+. I think this really should be a big showcase match for them to really set their foot as like, right, we are going to be title contenders this year. If I feel they may struggle maybe a tiny bit, but yeah, I feel like if the Warriors win 13+, then it's like, right, what's going on? That's the type of thing that I'm currently expecting in this. Rightio, they're now talking to Trent Robinson. And I think it's interesting as well because the Roosters were kind of expected, they're going to have like a bit of a relaxed year and try to... Not like... It was hard to say. Basically, it was like they're going to stop off a little bit, not do as well, but they still made the finals in that. So, I guess we really just got to wait and see. Because if that team came 8th, then what can this team do? Because I think I have the Roosters in 4th. Another vote in the poll there. 62% in favour of the Roosters to get the job done. But still pretty interesting that there is a sizable minority going in favour of the Warriors for this game. Should probably transition now over to this thing as we're getting ready for the start of the match. Just hope if the light chat all lights up. There we go. Sweet. I had issues with trying to get that chat sorted out there. And also, yeah, this is... Oh, not the wrong side. That's paint. Before anybody suggests anything. So, about 7 minutes away now from kickoff. Just should be another reminder that unfortunately no game footage is going to be shown here just due to copyright. And unfortunately there really isn't another way because there's no... I think it's more so that just there's no... It's not on Channel 9, not like the game, which is on later, so... Maybe try somewhere on Kick, maybe, if they're doing that. Okay, going into now the final ad break. Pretty much all the panel. They are expecting the Warriors to go into this game wanting to win, but they think the Roosters will be too good for them. Which wouldn't be shocking at all if the Roosters were to get this done. This should be a pretty interesting matchup and see how this Sydney team get threatening. Because you might not want to... It's just... They've got a really good team on paper and they really should be challenging for the title and in top 4. I feel like if they don't get top 4, I feel like it's a little bit of sweat. I mean, they can still make the finals and go on a deep run and all that, but it's just... I feel like top 4 is probably the right target they should be going for. Okay, now just on the way, waiting for this match to get underway and kick off. So just now, we've only got a couple of minutes left, so if you want to get your votes in before kickoff, this is right about the right time to get it done. That's David Beckham. Do it in a Pepsi ad. Probably something to do with the World Cup and that, so... I might put my multi on as a pin. Shit. That's a cock up on my end. We'll try that again. My multi. Tupo. Marky Mark. RTS try. Roosters win. Just so we can keep an eye on and tracking that. So I'll pin that there. It's still at 8 votes, so we're getting very close now to the end of the poll as we pretty much get ready for the start of the match. But now we're just patiently waiting. This is the problem with me trying to start these streams half an hour before the game starts, because now I've just got to try to waffle and try to be entertaining somewhat, because I'm boring as all piss. Just got a big idea for a Kia, so just waiting now for the start of the game. It shouldn't be too far away now. Just looking over onto this side, just trying to get the lineup graphics ready for the game later between Brisbane and Penrith. So just waiting now for the start of this game again. Just more and more waffling. Yeah, we're almost there. Okay. Still very much close now. Any last votes? We're getting close now to the start of the match. Okay, both teams now in the tunnels, ready to go. And just one more reminder, unfortunately no game footage will be shown throughout this stream. You're just looking at me, unfortunately. Yeah, so we're going through in Auckland, and James Fisher-Harris. But one thing I did notice is there is a lot of double barrel names for the Warriors. There's about 6 in the playing squad. So Mitch Barnett, Luke Metcalf not playing for the Warriors, but they'll have to take on a team that is very heavily favoured this season in the New Zealand Warriors. They said this was a game that was a sellout, and unless there's like a lot of people trying to get in, that is not a sellout. Obviously, there is like memberships and stuff like that, and people probably not being able to get to the game. So it's one of those ones. There's no available tickets, but there's obviously probably some members who weren't able to go to the games. But DCE get plucked. I mean, people just make signs. Need to make a sign for the Knights when we go over there for the final round. But anyways, James Tedesco leads out the Sydney Roosters into Auckland as we see Daly Cherry Evans in a Roosters jersey. It still looks weird. It does not look right at all whatsoever. But I don't care. So there we go. Roosters now out of the field as weather's looking pretty good there as Daly Cherry Evans gets his first match. Yeah, this is not sold out, unfortunately. Third highest for most games for a single club for Daly Cherry Evans with over 350. And now he's at the Roosters. That's just worse in the field now. Just waiting now for the Roosters to come out onto the field. No, the Warriors, actually. I apologise. But here we go. The Warriors now marching out onto the field. They're up against this game, but they'll need the crowd to definitely get in. And here we go. The Warriors now out on the field. So any last votes on the poll, you need to get them in now. before it ends. So Tanner Boyd at halfback. It looks like it'll be the Warriors kicking off, with Roosters getting first bit of possession. So we're going to end the poll right now. We had 8 votes coming in with I don't support either teams but up the wires. Yeah, very fair. Roosters definitely up there in teams that probably have the least liked as that ball's been taken back because it's probably not pumped up. So they're getting a new one. So poll ended 62% in favour of the Roosters, but still a very healthy divide for the for possible for the Warriors to get. So Warriors running screen right, with Roosters getting first bit of the ball. And it's kicked off and we underway. Roosters are running screen right. I do apologise. So Roosters get the first hit up and will get brought down on the 20 for the first tackle. And feed there to Mark Nwangani Tawase, and he'll get brought down inside of the 20 for the first tackle. Now just doing one up play here. We're not expecting much from these opening sets. But the Warriors just trying to keep the Roosters back at bay here. Now Lindsay Collins will get the ball and he'll get brought down just shy of the 40 for the fourth tackle. And now Tedesco with the ball and gives it off in the offload. And Uelu brought down right on halfway now for the last tackle. DC with the first kick in Roosters colours. And it's taken on the 10-metre line by Nicole Klockstead. It'll get brought down on the 20 for the first tackle for the Warriors. Now Dallin Watine-Zelezniak runs into the line. He gets brought down inside of the 30 for the second tackle. Tuivasa Sheck now on the 30 for the third tackle, obviously against his former club. A team he won premierships with in the Roosters. And that's Jackson Ford getting hammered there in that tackle, and it's going to result in a penalty. There was a bit of a high shot there by, I believe it's Nafea White. So here we go. Penalty here for the Warriors. Yeah, a bit of a clip around the head there. So the Warriors here will get field possession. 45 away from the try line here. Full set of 6 now for the Warriors. Could the Warriors get first points on the board in this game? Now 35 out for the first tackle. Warriors will pass a bit. Look a little forward, but Fisher Harris gets brought down 30 away from the try line for the second tackle. And quick fast play here. Jackson Ford gets dacked as his undies get revealed. At least it's in team colours. So Fisher Harris again gets the offload off to Wade Egan. Now the Warriors just trying to find a way to break through as Erin Clark gets brought down 15 away from the try line. Fourth tackle. They're still very central in the field here. Egan. But Jackson Ford brought down 10 away now. Last tackle. They pass it off to the left-hand side. Boyd. They're passing it out to their wing here. If they can keep it going here. As Pompey to RTS. RTS is flinged it all the way back now. It's Kurt Capewell to Egan. And there's appealing for a 20-metre for a 7-tackle set. But they're classing it as a knock-on by the Warriors. And a change ball. But they're going to challenge it immediately here. So not the worst bit of play there by the Warriors. But it's a knock. The referees were a knock on Warriors, but they're acting to see if the Roosters did play at it for this to be a scrum, essentially. So they're looking at the pass between Capewell out to Egan. There's Iolu. Does he touch it? No. It's a knock on. Egan's gone to catch it, and Iolu's arms have come around to make the tackle, and the ball's popped out. So that's going to be a knock-on by the Warriors. And just like that, the Warriors should be expected to lose their challenge only 3 minutes into the game. hang on. They're having more looks at this. Rightio, so it was going backwards. It brought it from the Warriors, and it's touched the Roosters player. So it is a challenge successful. But I don't know about that. But then again, it's gone backwards then off the Roosters. That's a really confusing ruling there. Because it went forward anyways by the Warriors. But anyways, Warriors now with a full set of 7 tackles set here. So this will be the first tackle now, 15 away from the try line. And the Warriors now running up the guts here as Clark gets brought down. 5 away, second tackle. Trying to find some gap. Fisher-Harris gets a pass out to Clark. Clark spreads it out now, out to the wing. Pompey gets wrapped up, 15 away now, third tackle. Warriors just trying to find a way to get in. Harris DeVita trying to run himself. He gets brought down on the 10-metre line. Still on the left-hand side, but it's a set restart. It's not what the Roosters wanted, so Warriors now have another set to work with as they try to get past this Roosters line now. Only 4 minutes gone, still 0-0. Now the Warriors trying to go again, and it's Pompey. Gets met pretty heavily there in the tackle. 5 out on the far left-hand side, third tackle. Here's the Harris DeVita. Now to Egan. So spreading it more to the middle. Gap almost opening up there. They just can't get a pass off. 10 metres out. Fourth tackle. Still now central into the field. Boyd. Flat ball out to Laban. He gets brought down 5 away. And the ball's popped out there. And that is going to be a knock on. And that's a chance blown here from the Warriors. But to be honest, it looked like a Roosters player popped that out. So I'm honestly surprised the Warriors have not challenged this. But there we go. After a couple of sets, the Roosters held on, and it's going to be their ball 10 metres out. Was it popped out? Nah, hands in now. That's going to be rough. But anyways, scrum feed inside the 10-metre line. So Tommy Talau with a non-contact knee injury. So Roosters now get their set inside the 10. As Martin Wanganitawase gets brought down inside the 20 for the first tackle. Okay, so there was news here actually. So Blake Steep is starting in the props for Spencer Leniu, as Leniu did not complete the training with apparently a hamstring issue. So there we go. This just happened right before the start of the game, as this is the last tackle here for the Roosters right on halfway. As DC here with the high kick. Gets around inside the 20, and Darwin sees the legs. Yes, takes the catch. Sup, Isaac Games, good to see you, man. But yeah, there we go. Spencer Leniu not playing this game after failing to complete warm-ups. Warriors now trying to get the charge going inside the 30 for the second tackle. Now another one-upman's played up the middle. Now just shy of the 40 for the third tackle. As that's RTS now trying to get through the line. It's a good run from him, and he gets brought down on halfway for the fourth tackle. And it's again a set restart. That's about the third or fourth one the Roosters have given away in the early part of this game. So here we go now. Capewell gets brought down 35 away from the try line for the second tackle. Trying to obviously get another set restart. Wade Egan running from dummy half. Brought down 25 away here for the third tackle. Just doing one-up plays at the moment, just keeping it centrally, looking at possible options for their attack now. Fourth tackle, 20 out. What can the Warriors do? They fling it out to Boyd on the right, and they're going to keep on running. There's Nicole Clockstead out to Leah Tower. Brought down, 10 out, last tackle. Flings it to Boyd, who kicks it to the left. There's a couple of chases, but it's taken inside the goal mouth by Martin Wanganitawase. And now they're running for a 20-metre restart, a 7-tackle set. And Roosters appeal for the penalty, and they get it for a high shot. So there we go. This will give decent field position here for the Roosters. We could possibly see Roosters now attacking the Warriors half for the first time this game, as we're now 7.5 gone. Still 0-0, no score. That's a bit of to be honest, it's a bit of a weak high shot, because it was right into the chest there. That's a bit hard done by there for James Fisher-Harris. So we're just waiting for the kicker to touch there by Daly Cherry-Evans. And the ball will be kicked into touch right on halfway. So full set of 6. 50 out as Roosters now look to attack the Warriors line, as that is the number of Nafai White, originally named to be in the props but was swapped into the lock position. And here's the other prop here, Lindsay Collins. Gets past Warriors 40 here, 35 away from the try line for the second tackle. Now Cherry Evans gets on the run, he gets brought down 30 away. Second ball on the field, so they've stopped it. Third. Tackle 30 out. And now they're flinging it out to the left-hand side here. Tupou. Tupou's got the ball. He's trying to fend off Watins Lesniak, but Tupou will get brought down 15 away from the try line. Fourth tackle here for the Roosters on the left-hand side. It's a run short here. As Billy Smith gets brought down 10 away now. Last tackle here for the Roosters on the far left-hand side. It's given to Walker, who does a big crossfield kick. It's not really gone that far. Caught on 1 and 10 Wildsey with a bicycle kick. And it's taken by Nicole Clockstead with Tedesco racing for it. That's one of the most strangest kicks you'll ever see. Bit of eyes up play by Marky Mark, but Warriors end up with the ball here, and this will be the second tackle right on their 30. But full on gets the ball and just bicycle kicks it. There we go. Capewell now running into the Roosters line. He'll get brought down on the Warriors 40 for the third tackle. Now 9.5 gone, still 0-0. Harris to Vida. Gets wrapped up by his opposite number in Cherry Evans. Just past halfway here for the fourth tackle. Egan. Now to Fisher-Harris. And Harris trying to get through the line, but he'll get brought down on the Roosters 40. Here we go. Last tackle for the Warriors. Flings it out to Boyd. And it's a high kick. And there's a lot of chasers coming in. There's going to be pressure. It's falconed off a Roosters player's head. I don't think it's played at. And it's going to be tackled without the ball. Penalty to the Roosters. No, Warriors penalty, sorry. The graphic put up saying penalty Roosters. So what happened here? Shepherding off the ball, is that? Oh, Leia Towers running in for the line and Walker takes him out. There's a big falcon there by Billy Smith. So here we go, 20 metres out, a full set of 6 here for the Warriors. Could they get the first try of this matchup, as we've got Jackson Ford brought down on the 10-metre line. 10 out now, first tackle, still central. They're a bit eager, they're running forward here. As Aaron Clark tries to go up the guts, and he's brought down 3 metres away from the line here. Now the Warriors trying to go to Boyd with a dummy, and Tanner Boyd goes over. And after 11 minutes now, the Warriors end up getting the first try of the match, making the Roosters pay with the amount of like set restarts that happened, and the Roosters finally get it done. Get done in, I should say, as the Warriors go over 4-0 with a kick to come. So there we go, Tanner Boyd with just a great run. Enough of a gap open up. It was a pass out from Wade Egan. Dummies it over for Capewell. So there we go, 4-0 Warriors. Just a great try there by Tanner Boyd. And Tanner Boyd having an interesting bit of pressure coming into the halves. But here we go, he's set to now try to convert his own try. That's Tanner Boyd's 10th try of this match, of his career, I should say, not matchup. But there we go. Just a great bit of play there. Just gap opens up, he just feigns it off to the left. Dummies and runs straight up the guts. So here we go now, just waiting for the conversion attempt for Boyd to see if he can convert his own try to make it 6-0 to the Warriors. So we're now 12.5 gone in this matchup. And the kick try has been confirmed. I mean, there was nothing wrong with it at all. Here comes the kick, and the kick is good. And it's 6-0 to the Warriors. 12.5 gone. Yeah, the Roosters definitely need to work on their discipline here because it's very much been multitudes of set restarts. I want to actually go through the team stats here. Just want to have a quick check to see if we could actually find that stats. Just trying to have a quick look. 3 set restarts. But the amount of, if we could have a quick look at the possession here, 66% possession in favour of the Warriors. Very much necessary as the kickoff happens, and Fisher Harris takes the hit up, and he'll get brought down on the 10-metre line for the first tackle for the Warriors. Roosters getting the eye of the crowd, possible appeal for a penalty from Warriors faithful. Warriors still going here as Aaron Clark gets brought down just shy of the 40 for the 4th tackle. And on big gap on myself up there as Nicole Clockstead runs through and gets brought down on halfway for the last tackle. As Boyd now with the kick. Bit of an interesting kicking diameter. It's going straight to Daniel Tupou. And Tupou gets wrapped up inside of the 30 for the first tackle for the Roosters. Now the Roosters not doing too much so far this opening point of the match. And that's a knock on there by Angus Crichton. So 40 away, so a 7-tackle set now incoming for the Warriors. As Leia Tower gets brought in just shy of the Roosters 30 for the 0 tackle. And this is essentially what Warriors should be doing. And they're doing it really well. Harris DeVita now getting brought down just shy of the 20 here for the 2nd tackle. Now also to the middle here. Clark to Boyd. Gets passed out to Labin. Nicole Clockstead flings it out to the right as Watinza Lesniak trying to find a gap as he goes centrally. I think if he went for the corner, he might have scored. But here we go. Inside 10 metres away from the try line now. 3rd tackle. Egan now flings it off to Boyd. And they're getting a decent play here out to the left-hand side. Fling it all the way out to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He goes for the try. He dives into the corner, but I don't think he gets there. As the Roosters end up with the ball. And they'll get the first tackle now. Is it first or 0 tackle inside the 30? It's a 0 tackle, so first tackle here, Nat Butcher gets the ball on the 30. But yeah, good defence there. Pass just not really going the correct way. Almost a try there for RTS. Now just waiting to see what the Roosters can do here. And a break line here. Billy Smith runs through the gap. Flings it out to Tedesco. Tedesco's running. And just like that, the Roosters are back into the game. 15 now gone. And it's now 6-4 with a kick to come as the 2025 Dahlia medalist, James Tedesco, goes over. Billy Smith with just a good break. And just like that, the Warriors' wing defense, which is something I highlighted that they need to work on, it just sort of just opens up just a tiny bit. And Smith capitalizes with a run right down the guts. It was Leia Tower trying to break through, and yeah, you just saw Tedesco as support, and Tedesco opens his account for 2026, and we're just waiting now for the conversion attempt to see if it does become 6-all. And there we go, James Tedesco has now crossed over his 100th try for the Roosters. He is now in the top 5 of all time for the club. That's a very decent effort, to say the very least. There we go. Just waiting now for the kick to come. They're just highlighting it's a great run by Billy Smith. Yep, Tedesco now just waiting now for the attempted conversion to make it 6-6. Because it just shows the amount of momentum the Warriors have had in the opening 10, 13, 14 minutes. And then, just like that, the Roosters just needed something to go their way, and they've immediately forced a capitalisation from it. So here we go. Sam Walker for the conversion attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 6-all. We are tied. 23 minutes remaining in this first half. But yeah, it's just really good play there by Billy Smith. It just sort of opened up really with no pressure in a weird sense. So here we go, just waiting now for the kickoff to restart the game. So there we go, kickoff, and we're back underway for this first half. It's kicked straight towards Mark going into Wase, and he'll get brought down on the 20-metre line for the first tackle. And now Nafano White gets trying to get to the 30, thinking of the offload, but he holds on to it. Now, Nat Butcher here, waiting to see possibly when the substitutes start rolling in. There we go, Nafani White. Oh, that's a little bit of a high shot there by Capel. It doesn't really get called, though. 45 away from the try line here. Now, Roosters trying to find some... Cherry Evans gets a run on it just like that. Ioleu. Oh, he tries to behind the back quick pass. It's still going here. And they've classed it as a knock on. How's that a knock on? I'm sorry, hang on. How is that a knock on? So Cherry Evans trying to just find some gap, but he gets the ball out to Onaleu and he goes to behind the back flick pass. Oh, does Walker touch it? I think Walker touches it and it does go forward somewhat, but he's trying to appeal it went back. And it's just these little moments allowing the Roosters to get into the game. So the Warriors now get a scrum feed on their 20-metre line as we're about to enter the final 20 minutes of the first half. But with the amount of momentum the Warriors have had, the Roosters are now just as equally back into this game. Just trying to get through the middle here. Onto the 30 here, the Warriors. Flinging it out to the left. Oh, pass goes backwards, and it's Barrister-Vita has to pick it up. It's a bit of a loss of meters there now. Third tackle inside of the 30. Warriors now just trying to, I guess, find some way getting through the middle of the field here. Just shy of the 40 here for the fourth tackle. Set restart here. Again, this is something that the Roosters need to keep control over. So it was a set restart now. So first tackle right inside of the Roosters half. And it'll count as a 0 tackle. So here's James Fisher-Harris now 35 away from the try line for the first tackle. Can the Warriors take back the lead as Clark gets the pass out to Ford. And that's the fifth set restart the Warriors have gotten. And there it is as a penalty. Yeah, and the Roosters are definitely getting a talking to here. Is someone in the bin? So Tedesco, yep, getting a talking to. It's trying to say, look, anytime the Warriors try to get the momentum going, they're just giving away silly set restarts and penalties. But yeah, they were trying to feel for a sim bin there, but yeah, that's not going to happen. But again, the Roosters have been warned, so they need to keep it careful. And it looks like, interesting decision here, Tanner Boyd is going for the 2 to make it an 8-6 lead. Surely you'd possibly go for the try, though. Yeah, I'm a bit questioning about this as we enter to the final 20 minutes of the first half, and we got 25 out. Tanner Boyd decides to go for 2 and to make it an 8-6 lead to the Warriors. So just waiting now to see what does end up occurring here. And the kick is up and the kick is no good. It's missed and it's gone dead. And there's the Joker. The Warriors Joker fan. And there's Batman. Shouldn't they be, I don't know. So this is going to be a 20-meter drop kick. A bit of a rarity you see in the NRL. So the penalty conversion attempt was unsuccessful. And now the Roosters kick it from their 20 and they'll go for a short kick and just batted backwards and then it's batted backwards again. And the Roosters will end up with the ball. Tedesco catching it on the Roosters 40. So that's really good play there by the Roosters. As there we go, starting to see some of the subs come on. Balga now getting the ball. Now White just shy of halfway here, but won't get it. So this will be the third tackle. So we're actually starting to get a pretty decent defensive set here. Hey James, how you going? Just wondering who have you gone for in this matchup? As the Roosters now looking to go through. They could spread out to the right here if they can, but Tedesco fends off, still going. Tedesco's finding a gap, but he'll get brought down up the wires. Very much so. This will be figured out. You go for this game. Last tackle kick, chip up there by Cherry Evans. There's a lot of people going for it. That's come off a Roosters player and gone forward. It's going to be caught and scored by the Roosters. And it's the number 9 of Benny Ialeu. Who of the try scorer has been, well, Benaya Ialeu for the Roosters just scored. Tedesco scored and Tanner Boyd got the try for the Warriors. So just like that, another bit of momentum needed there. And the Roosters get it done and get their first lead of the match. As a big falcon, it just bounces up, and Onaleu just the fastest player to get there, and he gets the try. So there we go. It's taken 23 minutes. They're having a look here. So what happened? Oh, it's a falcon off Roger Tuivasa. Sheck, he heads it back essentially into the try mouth. So yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. So it's going to be... It's a fantastic header, though, you got to say, from RTS. There we go, 10-6 with a kick to come. Very much. It's Marcus trying to get up for it. And then just a big header, and it's just need a bit of luck. Hang on, they're having a look at this, are they? What are they looking for? They're looking at Mark Nawangini-Tawase's run for the ball. Oh, so it's going to be... Mark Nawangini-Tawase was going up for the ball, and he was essentially trying to go for the bad, but he gets... now holding Adam Pompey, preventing him from going up for the ball. So it's going to be no try as it's impeding the play. So honestly, Warriors very lucky there. So it goes back to 6-6. So yeah, they just also brought up here when you for a kick and you try to bat it backwards, they're just talking about it in commentary. You need to go up with 2 hands. If you go up with 1 and do it, you're not allowed to do it, which it's a nice rule, which I've only just figured out. And I don't think the NRL made it pretty clear. Who would have thought? Anyways, the Warriors now, can they capitalise on this momentum? They spread it out to the right-hand side. As Leia Tower need Mark and Lecker to score and Wires to win with a 12-point lead. That'll be an interesting one to see how that goes. I need Mark to score, but I've gone a bit of a different way. Roosters now trying to stop this Warriors attack. Still onto the right-hand side here, but the Warriors knocking on the door. 25 away from the 25 away from the try line. Sorry. Last tackle. Here's the kick by Tanner Boyd. Oh, it's caught by the Warriors. Caught by Capewell. He's got the pass out to Pompey. And just like that, the Warriors have scored. They're going to have a review of this. They're going to review what happened here. Got no try. So they're reviewing a knock-on in the lead-up for the Warriors. But they're also trying to see if Adam Pompey does get the grounding done properly. So RTS gets the catch and then flings it back. And then it's touched by DCE, I think. But Capel gets clean possession of the ball. Just trying to see what does happen here. So DCE is like reaching for the ball. I think it's 1-on-1. Yeah, so tackle 0. Capel then gets the ball. And then it's passed out to Pompey. They're still playing on here, so they're just going to have a look at the grounding here. And if this is the case, it's going to be 10-6 to the Warriors. How's the grounding? He's got it down. Does he maintain possession, though? Oh. Yeah, that's fine. He's got that. That's going to be a try. Downward pressure. We have a decision, so it is going to be a try to the Warriors, and it's Adam Pompey who goes over. Man, oh man, it's just the Warriors still keeping toe-to-toe here with the Roosters. So yeah, just trying to figure it out, because I've only just heard about this new rule about... So essentially, if you go up for a one-handed bat back of the ball from a kick, and you make contact with another player, basically it's a penalty the other way. It's just about the NRL just making rules for the sake of changing them. But anyways, 10-6. So for the Panthers game should be hella bank. That'll be a very interesting game to see, James. There we go. Conversion attempt now from sort of near the sideline here for Tanner Boyd to make it 12-6. It will go past the left post. It will still remain 10-6 as we've got less than 16 minutes remaining on the clock. But yeah, it's one of these weird ones of these some of these rulings of just making the changes. It's just like it's got nothing to do with what just happened, but it's like just need to go for 2 of them and that. So here we go. Just waiting here for the Roosters to kick off. So we're getting some decent drive. There's the kick now onto the Warriors' left-hand side of the field. As we don't know who scored it because we're watching it from a drone footage. A production drone, by the way. But looking at the red zone, as I've taken the play back to right to the line inside the 20. 17 times the Warriors have been tackled in the opposition 20. The Roosters only twice. So it's been a really good half so far by the Warriors as Fisher Harris gets brought down inside of the 20. Now run up the middle here as the Warriors just want to keep this going. I feel like going into the sheds with this score would not be the worst case scenario for the Roosters, because I'd say overall the half has had most momentum here for the Warriors, but the Roosters just about getting enough as Tanner Boyd down the short right-hand side. Peels for a high shot, not given. Last tackle just inside of the Roosters' half. Kick by Harris to Vida. As Tedesco catches it inside the 10. As Warriors fans appealing that Harris to Vida was taken out after the kick. Daniel Tupou hasn't really gotten much of the ball this game so far. So was he taken out late? It was in air, sure. That would be given a penalty in other points of the match. But here we go, Billy Smith now with the ball. Warriors having exactly 2/3 possession of the ball. It's just been one of those halves so far. Roosters now sprinting it out to the right-hand side. Behind the ball, flick pass here, and now the run for Pauga. And they're still going here, the Roosters. They're flinging it out. They're trying to get it out. Oh, it's a knock-on. It's a one-on-one strip. What's going to be the ruling here? Are you live anywhere else? No, I'm only here on YouTube. I will at some point be able to try to get live on TikTok. And Tedesco's again talking to the referee. Trying to say it was a forward pass against the Roosters in the lead-up of that play. So it's a pass out to Pauga. Then passes out to Mark Wangani to Wase. Then gets the... Where was the forward pass? I don't know what this referee's on. He's made some pretty silly decisions here. I think the refereeing standard hasn't been great so far this season. So Warriors anyways now with the ball. Second tackle now on their 30. And it's a penalty to the Warriors. So, just having a look, see in terms of some of the stats here, in terms of the penalties and set restarts. It's 4-1 in the penalty count, and then there's 5 set restarts to 0. So the Roosters need to calm down on their need to really focus on their discipline here. So Jackson Ford gets the ball, second tackle now for the Warriors, about 35 away from the try line. There's Valmalga. Is now on the field here, so we're getting some of the substitutes on. 25 out now from the try line. Third tackle for the Warriors. Boyd gives it off to Labin. And he will get brought down on the 20 here for the fourth tackle. Can the Warriors try to find something here? Boyd flings it out to the left. Big charging run, and it's Kurt Capewell who doesn't get touched at all. And it's 14-6 with a kick to come. Man, oh man. I will admit, I was not expecting this as a type of result. I've got a Warriors jersey in my closet. Do I start pretending to be a bandwagon? I've got it somewhere. I just need to find it. But Tanner Boyd getting the pass out to Harris Savita, who just sees a charging Kurt Capewell and flat passes it out to him. And he just runs through the gap. Do it for my tip. Yeah, currently me multi and me tip not going well here. None of my try scorers have scored, and I'll tip the Roosters to win. But currently, the Warriors just taking advantage of the opportunities being given to them, and the Roosters need to fix up their discipline. But this will be a kick from right in front, so this should be 16-6 with about 10 minutes remaining in this first half. But yeah, this is a very interesting results coming up here. So here we go, Tanner Boyd from right in front. This should be, and he's only got one of his conversions tonight, but this should definitely make it 2 from 4 and make it a 10-point lead for the Wild's. So here we go. Kick right in front, straight up the guts, as the Warriors now 10 points up. Just talking about Kurt Capewell's off contract at the end of the year. Do the Warriors re-sign? I reckon they should. He's still got just what a gap that's opened up there between Nafan White and the and it was Daly Cherry Evans, just right up the guts, and the Warriors going pretty good. I feel like for the Roosters to have a good last 10 minutes, I think them conceding would be really bad, but I feel like 16-6 wouldn't be the worst result to go into the sheds with. But obviously, if they can get a try or get some points on the board, would be a lot better. Is that Halasima on the field? Okay, the Warriors get the ball from inside there on their try line for the kick. And just inside the 10 for the first tackle. Now Stower Smith with the ball. Big hit up there as that is Vimalga. So now onto the 30 for the fourth tackle here. The Warriors are sprinting it now up the middle. Nicole Clockstad. Just shy of half 40 here for the last tackle. So it's not the worst defensive set here as Boyd kicks it. It's going to be taken by Daniel Tupou inside of the 20. Tupou has not been much of a factor this half, I must say, but here's an offload here to Tedesco. And Tedesco get wrapped up on the Roosters 40 for the first tackle, and it's a set restart as well. So that is now the first set restart, I believe. The Roosters have been given this game, and they're now 40 away from the try line for the first tackle. They need to capitalise on this. Is that Sia Wong? Gets brought down now, 35 away from the try line. And the Roosters now trying to find some type of gap as Cherry Evans. It's brought down 25 away from the try line. Sam Walker, actually. Here's Cherry Evans with the ball. Flings it out to Tedesco. Getting passes. Tedesco still going. Trying to break the line. He should have passed it, but he eventually does get a pass late. Knowing it's Arce gets the ball now. Gives it off to Walker. And it's a number 16, Vegan Butcher now. 15 away from the try line. Fourth tackle for the Roosters. Walker trying to go himself. Very close to the line, but he's just short now. Last tackle for the Roosters. Flat ball. Trying to get it for Seal Wong. He gets the offload off, but I believe Telly Cherry Evans has lost the ball and it's inside the goal mouth. That'll be a 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set for the Warriors. Man, oh man, that was close. Roosters have gone a captain's challenge, appealing that there was a high shot in the play before the knock on. Oh, it's arm around here on Sua Wong. Is that a high shot? All the cameras suck because it's all blurry. It is. The arm's like around here, so it's hard to tell. I think it's arm around the chest. They've cleared high contact, so it's still playing on. And they're Wong trying to get the pass off, and Capewell touches it backwards, and then Cherry Evans appears to lose the ball. So there's a knock on, so it's going to be a challenge lost here by the Roosters. Is it an in-goal knock on? So it's a bobbled touch. Does he get the boot to it? No, he doesn't. So it's an unsuccessful challenge here. So it'll still be a 20-metre restart here for the Warriors. No, it's not a 20-metre restart now. So they're saying the knock-on happened before the in-goal. So it's a scrum on the 10 as the Roosters are still whinging. So 8 minutes 20 now remaining in this half, and Roosters just need to try and figure out something to stop this route at the moment. But George Nepo otherwise going well at the moment. Here's Wittins Lesniak gets brought down on the 20 for the first tackle. Oh, sorry about that. I tried to stop it, but it didn't work. So that's the number 15 there of Almalga inside the 30 for the second tackle. Jackson Ford definitely getting a lot of the ball here so far this game. He gets brought in on the 30 for the third tackle. Run up the guts here, and the Warriors now on the 40 for their fourth. Just doing a simple one-up play here. Stowers Smith now just gets past halfway here. So this will be the last tackle for the Warriors. And gives it off to Tanner Boyd. Boyd did get tackled late there. And it's going to be a penalty to the Warriors. Taken out without the leg. And I mean, it's just this discipline by the Roosters has been ridiculous. As the penalty or set restart count is 11-2 in favour of the Warriors. He tried pulling out there from Angus Crichton. But yeah, bear in mind the referee's already warned the Roosters of these set restarts and penalties. But it still keeps on happening, so maybe the caution's away from him. Here we go, 20 metres out, a full set of 6 here for the Warriors for the chance to keep the lead going into the sheds. So first tackle, 20 out. They'll fling it out to the left. Boyd gives it off to Ford. Amount of carries Jackson Ford. They've pretty much had the ball once or twice every set so far this game. 10 out now, second tackle. Boyd now, they're trying to go down the right. Big wrap-up tackle there by Billy Smith. And they're appealing for a knock-on, but it's not been called. Still third tackle. Boyd trying to fling it out to the left-hand side. Almost a breakthrough there. 10 out now. Fourth tackle. Again, Jackson for the ball now. Boyd trying to get a pass. Yeah, it's gone all the way out to the side. And Tuivasa-Sheck gets the pass in. And it's Chanel Harris-Tavita. And it's now 20-6 with a kick to come. Possibly may need to look at what happened with that pass and see if RTS stays in play. But, bro, the Warriors 20-6 with a kick to come, and that's definitely what they wanted coming into the sheds. I almost started singing "Where the Hell Is My Husband" by Ray there. So the pass just all the way goes out to the wing, and RTS just picks it up and he just flings it into Harris-Tavita and he just grounds it. Roosters need to regather and set their structure. It's weird. They've not been comfortable and they've not settled at all this game. And it's like the discipline has also been absolutely woeful. As Harris-Tavita does a Rugby League 26 grounding it as far as humanly possible. There we go. Just about 5 minutes remaining. Just waiting for this conversion attempt by Tanner Boyd to see if it can possibly make it a 16-point lead to the Warriors going into the sheds. Harris-Tavita won his first try tonight, second against the Roosters, and the 20th of his career. Here we are now, just waiting for the conversion attempt here. Tanner Boyd's 2 from 4, and it's another one from near the sideline. So let's see if he can try to make it a 16-point lead for New Zealand. Here's the attempt. This is right on the sideline as well. And the kick's up. Is it curling back? It does! And it's 22-6. It's one of those ones that's, it might miss, might hit the post, but it comes right in at the end. So there we go. 4.5 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's a 16-point lead to the Warriors. But yeah, I feel like Trent Robinson is going to start tearing some of the Roosters players a new one with how they're going in this half. And here's the kickoff now to restart the half. Kicking again to the Warriors' left-hand side of the field. And here comes Stowers Smith. Will get brought down inside on the 10-metre line now for the first tackle. So just trying to keep going down the middle. Jackson Ford again. I'd like to see how the stats that Jackson Ford has, because he's been very much making his presence felt in this game. Warriors now third tackle just shy of the 30. They're just trying to do one play. So tackles in the opposition half. 41 in favour of the Warriors. 13 in favour of the Roosters. This stat read-through is going to be very interesting as the Warriors now just keep it going. Only get as far as their 40 for the last tackle. And the ball's going to Tanner Boyd, who kicks it now to the right-hand side as it's Daniel Tupou who catches it inside the 20. And Tupou will get brought down on the 30-metre line for the first tackle for the Roosters. See how big hit there on Billy Smith there. Just shy of the 40 for the second tackle. And Mark Nwanga needs a Wase just shy of halfway for the third tackle. Now Daly Cherry Evans. They're getting passes here. They've got space, so they get an offload off, but they don't. Angus Crichton brought down 35 away from the try line for the fourth tackle now. Walker flings it all the way back to the right as that's Lindsay Collins. He gets brought down 30 away from the try line. Last tackle for the Roosters. It's a kick by Walker up to the left-hand side. And Tupou tries to catch it, but doesn't work, and it sees Tanner Boyd land on it. Is it a first tackle or a zero tackle? I think it should be only a first tackle. So I don't think it was a knock-on, so this should be second tackle now inside of the 20 for the... No, it is counted as zero. So this tackle now, past the 20 here for Leah Tower, will be the run here. Now the Warriors just trying to find their way. Third tackle on the 30. Warriors now just trying to find it, blaze up the guts. I think they're fine with just keep it, the match just going. On the 40 for the fourth tackle. Neva Malga brought on halfway for the last tackle. We're now into the final 2 minutes of this first half. So realistically, the Roosters probably will only have one more set to see if they can try to get some points before going into the sheds. And Tupou gets the pass out to Tedesco from the kick. And Tedesco brought down inside of the 30 for the first tackle. Now run up the guts in the middle here. Billy Smith will get wrapped up on the 30 again for the second. Tedesco now just trying to find some type of gap, but it's not shown. But he gets an offload off to Walker. Now to Cherry Evans. Now out to Crichton. But again, the Warriors keeping them at bay here. They're only at the 40 now for the third tackle. And getting some good post-contact meters here by Wong. And he's just about 45 away from the try line here. Now in the Warriors half. Now Cherry Evans to Tedesco. And Tedesco's bobbled it. And it's going to be a double knock on. And the Warriors will get the scrum feed. And that will mostly run out the clock as we got into the final minute of this first half. And, well, the Roosters, this is not the half that they were expecting at all. They need to definitely work on their discipline. They need to just settle because they just have not settled into this game for about this entire half to say. So probably about 20-30 seconds remaining, which we'll get of the Warriors play. And we can go into the stats and just try to unpack what on earth is going on. So there we go. Just a run there. Brought down. Past the 40 here for the first tackle now. 20 seconds remaining. Stowers Smith brought down on halfway for the second tackle. Do the Warriors go for a last bit of points? 10 seconds now. 45 out for the third tackle. This will probably be the last play of the first half. Boyd trying to find something, but he'll get wrapped up. And that should be the end. There's time to play. The clock must be wrong. They spread it out to the left-hand side. They're giving it to Roy Tuivasa-Sheck, but the grub is going to be too heavy and going over the dead ball line. And that will be the end of the first half, as it's 22 points to 6 over the Sydney Roosters. Well, what an interesting half to say the very least. So we'll definitely need to go through the stats here. So I just need to make it clear, it is now half time. If it does update there, so there we go. But yeah, this is a very interesting game to say. I'm gonna make a go through this here. Just trying to look. These are the try scorers: Tanner Boyd, Adam Pompey, Kurt Capel, Channel Harris Tavita, with Tedesco the sole try scorer for the Roosters. Just trying to go through some team stats because this has been a very interesting 64% possession in favour of the Warriors in this game. Time in possession, 16 minutes 20 to 9 minutes. So 7 more minutes with the ball. Completion rate's also been an issue, 88% with 22 from 25, 61% from 8 from 13 for the Roosters. All the runs and all the attacking stats, all in favour of the Warriors because of obviously them having more of the ball. But if we go down here in terms of negative play, this is the important bit. 8 errors to 3, 6 penalties conceded to 1, 3 ruck infringements compared to 1, 2 inside the 10s to 0. That has been the major factor for this game in terms of how the Warriors have been able to dominate the Roosters, and the Roosters definitely need to make a lot of fixes. They've made only 2 of their subs each. So I guess in terms of a poll for half time, we'll just go through here. There's been a lot of threats of it. So here we go. Will we see a Roosters player sent to the sin bin? Because they've been warned once. But do we think this discipline fixes itself, or does it keep going? So there we go. There is the vote here. Do we see a Roosters player sent to the bin? I should have put up a thing, an option saying we'll see a Warriors player or not. But I just feel like they need to fix this discipline up if they want to try to get back into this game. Because they have to score first now. Because if they don't, then it's a 22-point gap possibly. So yeah, we just don't know, and we'll just need to figure out what does ends up occurring. But yeah, there is the poll there. So everyone get voting into that as we just try to figure out how the Roosters can get back into this game, because it's kind of been not great at all so far, and it's just going to be a very tough one for them to see come back. As whilst I'm just going to be still around, I'm just going to essentially now just keep an eye on how this, trying to get the lineups out for the Broncos and Panthers game. So just trying to bear that in mind, I guess. So it's just such a weird thing to see with how this this team is going with Brisbane. It's just so we're just trying to get some team lists going on here. So I guess we could get a quick preview of what the Broncos and Panthers teams are. So interesting change here. Ben Hunt will be starting with Ezra Mam coming off the bench. So there you go. Still no votes in here, but yeah, what's everyone's thoughts? If you want to put anything to talk about, just put it in the chat, and I'll definitely could go into the discussion and start talking about it. But yeah, it's just been a really weird half, to say the very least, of this half. So yeah, so getting a bit of news here. Obviously, Liam Martin not playing in this game, so yeah, Shibasaki should be exciting to see. But yeah, the Warriors very much in the driver's seat, and I was not expecting that. I'm man enough to admit that I was not expecting this scenario from taking place, but they're doing well, aren't they? So basically, for what I'm doing now is basically fixing up the scoreboard graphics. I could kind of I could, but basically I'm just filling in now the Broncos team and the Panthers team, just because I don't think there'll be that much time in between me doing it for the next game, because this game will probably end roughly around 1:45, so it'll be probably about 10-15 minutes. So yeah, if that makes sense. I mean, it's just one of those little nitpicky things, but I'm just, yeah, so no votes. Will we see the Roosters players sent to the bin? In my personal opinion, I'm going to go with I don't think we will, but it's always an option with the way things are going throughout this game at the current moment. do apologise if the clicking is very, very annoying, because I can understand where it is, but it's unfortunately they need to make mouses that are quiet. Definitely need to. So we're just now waiting to see. Still probably get a couple of minutes before the start of the second half. So you just do what you need to do. Get a drink or something. I don't know. I don't know what people usually do. So, but yeah, it's just one of those games where you just. But yeah, obviously the Warriors need to score. For the Roosters' sake, they need to score first, because if they don't, then a lot of trouble is coming to them. I mean, they obviously still have the talent to come back and all, but if they don't, it's just not going to work. So just going through the other halftime highlights, we're still going to be a little bit away from the start, but definitely agree with George saying that the Roosters need to regather, because it's just not going well. But Tanner Boyd going quite well in this game. We'll have to highlight Jackson Ford, very much so. Been very, very important for the Warriors in this matchup. He's just been everywhere. He's been basically getting 1 to 2 carries each set. So we've done the Brisbane lineup. Now we've got to do the Penrith Panthers. So it's just getting a couple of changes in. Thomas Jenkins is now starting for the Panthers at centre. That's an interesting call. But yeah, it's just one of those games where but yeah, the Warriors, we've got to say, if this keeps on going here, because who do the Roosters play next? But yeah, but then again, just going through the comedy points, it's only 8 sets completed by the Roosters, and this is just not going well. But yeah, they need to fix themselves up going into this second half. So just want to say thank you everybody for joining in on this. I mean, I used to do these a bit more frequently, and I only did a couple last year, but now we're kind of getting back into it. But I know it's hard looking at this mug and all, because listen, I get it. It's but yeah, it's just trying to see what does happen throughout this second half. If you want, try to go have a look at the poll and see. Do you think we see a Roosters player on the bench? To be honest, I feel like if we were to see one, it would have happened in the first half. And honestly, they were pretty darn close for it to happening. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what does end up happening. And just a reminder, for those wanting to, this is a doubleheader. So we are going to be doing the next stream, which is, of course, the Brisbane Broncos and the Penrith Panthers. You just need to stay on this stream. So right at the end, once this ends, it will auto-direct you to the other stream, where I'll probably take about a couple of minutes to probably get everything else sorted. And it'll be right in, straight to the guts, no breaks, because it'll probably be about 10 or so minutes away from starting, and then we just get ready and go into it. So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, just going through, filling in the Panthers team list there. So, Tom Jenkins starting, Isaiah Papali'i also starting. That's pretty good to see. But yeah, in terms of the other games, I don't really think this will be a bigger blowout as, say, last night between the Storm and the Eels. Which, not gonna lie, was kind of funny, because of just the fact of the last time they played, that score happened, but just a bit of an unfortunate situation. So we are only into the final ad break, so should be close now to actually getting the start, pretty much the kickoff for the second half. So So Isaac Targo will be starting on the bench. Also, Kalani, I was trying to think of any other players. Scott Sorensen also was meant to start. He's also coming off the bench. It's pretty interesting to say the least. Scott Sorensen. Very solid player, Sorensen. I do quite like seeing him play. Jack Cogger, former Knights player, did really well. No, Knights signed him from the Panthers, didn't play him, and he goes back on a cheaper deal because the Knights are geniuses. But I can't really talk bad about the Knights at the moment because they did win, which is nice to see. Okay, Freddie Lussick and number 20 Billy Phillips is the final player in this lineup. So we're just getting close now to the start of this second half. Okay, there we go. The Panthers lineup is now ready. So we're just pretty much now ready and waiting to go for this second half. That you're trying to get some of the games starting to go. So pretty much, yeah, when this stream will... Might need to edit when this actual game will start, because probably have to start it within like pretty much almost immediately from when the game kicks off. Which isn't the worst thing, but it's just to be good to just keep it on. Like, keep on going with the momentum and such. Just making a tweak because I know I've got automatic ads on. I feel like that might just be a bit of a factor in this. So let's just put it on low. Because I feel like that might be a bit of a factor as to why people eventually do leave. Or I'm just boring, which is also a very fair enough statement to say. So we'll just go through with that, and just waiting now for the start for the second half, and we'll be back ready and going. Also, just to say, no game footage of this will be shown, unfortunately. So just waiting now, just trying to go through. So yep, still just keeping it on going. Okay, so we should just be very close now for the start of the second half. Just getting through these final bits of the ads. And then we're ready to keep on going. So just waiting now from this final ad. Very hard to decide from this poll, so we'll just end it here. So we just don't know what will end up happening, but we are now back starting for the second half. So the Warriors, I just brought up an interesting stat now going into this second half, that the Warriors are one of the only teams to have not lost a game whilst leading at halftime. So the Warriors now back on the field as we get ready now for the second half. Roosters are back on as well. So the Roosters are running screen left with the Warriors getting first possession. And we are underway for the second half of action. And there's a run there by Stower Smith to get the first run of the ball. And we'll just see how this Roosters team responds. They need to keep their discipline very much intact if they want to keep it on going. And there's a run here by the Warriors. They're still keeping on going. Good post-contact meters. Just shy of the 40 for the third tackle. And it's once again, it's Jackson Ford. Run from dummy half here by Wade Egan, just short of halfway now for the fourth tackle. Boyd gives it out to Leah Tower. And he'll get brought down 45 away from the try line. Now last tackle for the Warriors. It's a kick there by Boyd. And it's going to go straight to Daniel Tupou, who catches it on the 10. And Tupou will get wrapped up in the 20 for the first tackle for the Roosters. We'll see what they do in this set. You've got Mark Nawangini Tawase now. And just like that, it's a penalty to the Roosters. It's type of edge that the Roosters just desperately needed to get, and they've now got a chance here. So they need to be a little bit careful, the Warriors, because they're just going to possibly give the Roosters ample field position to try to start a comeback. Look at the ball just shy of halfway for the first tackle. And now the Roosters now past halfway. So we're just trying to get through to the middle. There is Jacob Labin. Just trying to get past halfway. 40 away from the try line now. Second tackle. Seal Wong now, first tackle. Just trying to find any type of rush down the middle here. They're trying to pass it out to their wing here. Tupou with the ball. Tupou breaks the line, but it gets ankle tapped and brought down 15 away from the try line. Fourth tackle for the Roosters. Walker, now to Tedesco. Tedesco flings it out to Cherry Evans. Now all the way out to the wing here is Palga. As Palga brought down 15 away from the try line, now on the right-hand side of the field. So here we go. Last tackle for the Roosters. Walker kicks it off to the left as it's going to look for Tupou. And I feel it's going to be a knock-on by Tupou, and it's going to be... Yep, it's counted as a knock-on, so it'll just be... Play the ball by the Warriors here, but... Guess you're getting some positive signs now from this, from that. So yeah, not the worst things so far, but now the Warriors see if they can get first try here. It could be very much game over here as Tuivasa-Sheck gets brought down on the 20 for the second tackle. Now Jackson Ford again. Ford gets brought down now on the 30 for the third tackle. Now 3 minutes gone in this second half. Now Wade Egan, that's got to be a set restart, surely. Nope, it's not called for an offside. Now the Warriors now fling it out to their left-hand side as Pompey. Pompey still going, tries to get an underarm flick pass out to RTS, but it's too high. And the ball will go out, so it'll be a scrum feed to the Roosters right on halfway. So it's the right idea by Pompey, but unfortunately he's just flicked it way too high. And to be honest, I feel like RTS would have been immediately done in by Awangini Tawase for the tackle. So bit risky there as Wade Egan gets brought down just shy of halfway for the first tackle for the Roosters. And now Angus Crichton now gets past halfway for the second. Trying to find a way to get through here is Asua Wong. Gets brought down 35 away from the try line. Third tackle here for the Roosters. Should say is flat ball there. Crichton. Crichton's starting to get more of the ball here. I don't think he'd got enough of it in the first half. 25 away from the try line now. Fourth tackle. Walker. Flings it out to Cherry Evans. The flat ball there to Nat Butcher, but he'll get brought down 25 away now. Last tackle for the Roosters. Walker. Kicks it high into the air. That's going to go out on the full, but Mark bats it back into play. Grubber by Sam Walker. The ball's been bobbling out of play, and just like that, after the scramble, Dally Cherry Evans puts his hand on the ball, and it's been awarded a try, and the Roosters get the first try of the second half, and it's from Daly Cherry Evans of all people. So it's a last tackle kick to the right-hand side from Sam Walker, which Martin Awangini Tawase bats it back into play. Oh, his foot might be on the line here. This might get taken back because he might be out. And then it somehow just ends up battling backwards as Nicole Cloxton tries to... Does he ground it? He grounds it as well, so the try's not going to count. So, and also I feel like Martin Awangini Tawase's feet was down the ground, so it looks like Nicole Cloxton's grounded it on the try line. So it's unfortunately not going to mean it'll be a try. No, it'll short of the line because he then bounces and then it's then dragged onto the try line. The commentators are saying that it's still play on, and that Nicole Clockstad was down short of the line, but the ball hits the line. Yep, camera's going to pop up here. They're definitely going to have a look at this because Nicole Clockstad tries to ground the ball, so it also might be a knock on, but he grounds it on the line. So I feel like it should be a goal line dropout here for the Warriors. It's forced down there, but then it's dragged. So yeah, I feel like this definitely needs to be reviewed. But then they're also saying it could be a knock on by Nicole Clockstad as he's using the ground to try to pick it up. They're very much having a look at this. Yep, they're gonna review it. So here we go. What happens here? So Nicole Clockstad is trying to pick the ball up. And he's short of the line here for the initial grounding. Yep, it's an intentional grounding on the try line. So it's going to be no try, but it's a goal line dropout to the Warriors. So at least it's nice eyes up play there by Nicole Clockstad. So 6.5 gone. No try, but goal line dropout here by the Warriors. And they've gone deep. And it'll go back inside the Roosters' half. So number 16 there of Egan Butcher. He gets some good post-contact metres. He'll get brought down 35 metres away from the try line. Now Cherry Evans gives it off to Lindsay Collins. Collins now gets brought down 25 away from the try line for the second tackle. And time has paused. It's a ruck infringement. Now, it's a bit of argy-bargy here. As I think it was between Capewell and that, and the whistle has been stopped. So we'll see what happened there. So it was a set restart here for the Roosters. And so it was a set restart, but a Roosters player comes into... So what happens? So Collinson gets trying to get up, and it's a set restart, and then Collins just shoves the Warriors player onto the ground, so it's a penalty to the Warriors, actually. So everything's just going against the Roosters here. And to be fair, with their discipline, they can't do as much. And now, here we go. Here's the run. Yep, Leka Halasima now on the field, coming on for Jacob Labban. Now the Warriors now trying to get onto halfway. Here we go, Jackson Ford. 35 away from the try line now from the third tackle. And here come the Warriors. Labban now, was getting the ball out to Capewell. 20 out now, fourth tackle. Wade Egan goes himself and will get wrapped up 10 metres away from the try line. Last tackle for the Warriors. As Palga for the Roosters in the background is down, but they're kicked up. It looks interesting. It's caught! And it's a try for the Warriors. I don't know who scored it. Someone wearing headgear. The number 16. And he's just got on the field. It's Leka Halasima. And it's now 26-6 with a kick to come. Bro. That is not what the Roosters needed. And just like that, Leka Halasima, first touch of the ball, catches the kick and gets it on the line. That is a brilliant catch and try. And that's good because Leka Halasima is actually in my my fantasy, so that's pretty good. So that's a pretty good done there. So there we go. This is starting to get a bit questionable. But there you go. Like Halasima, one try, first try of the season, and after what, 20 seconds on the field? It's mental. Now just trying to get up the kick through the middle, and there is the kick. So Tanner Boyd, it's now 28 points to 6, and it's starting to get a bit questionable. I think it was pretty similarly around the same time we started raising the question in the Storm Eels game of, do they make it 50? Does it happen? Do we get back-to-back 50? I don't know, but the Roosters have just some way just not shown up. So there we go, 28 points to 6. 8 minutes gone in this second half, and this is just turning into an absolute whitewash at the moment. As that's Valmalga inside the 30 here for the second tackle. Now Halasima on the 30 here for the third tackle. Trying to get it done there. Wade Egan runs from dummy half, just shy of the 40 for the fourth tackle. Wow, what's happening? It's just the Roosters have just not shown up this game, mate. It's just really weird. Now, Nwanga Tawase gets the ball from the grubber kick, and he's brought down just shy of halfway for the first tackle. The Roosters need a response, and they need it really soon. And we're working over to dip in and out of stream. No, it's all good. It's all good, man. Do what you need to do. So the Roosters now just trying to get it out to the left-hand side. And they get a pass off to Tupou, but they couldn't really lead into much of a break down the line. Fourth tackle, 35 metres away. Walker lays it off to White. And White will get some post-contact metres and get brought down 25 away from the try line. Last tackle for the Roosters. Chip and chase here by Walker. Tedesco's chasing. And it's taken by Nicole Klokstad. Is that a 20-metre restart or is that a goal line dropout? That looks like it's going to be a goal line dropout here for the Warriors. Good chip and chase there. Or is it a 20-metre restart? Hard to say. No, now it's goal line dropout. So the Roosters get the ball right on halfway. And here is the run by Egan Butcher. He gets brought down on the 30 for the first tackle. We've now officially gone past 10 minutes in this matchup. Did I tell you about the Warriors, mate? You write them off and they perform like this. Honestly, I feel like I should have tipped it. I feel like I should have tipped them, and then they would have lost. So, yeah, it's just every time. It's just you don't bet it to be. We go to the Roosters now. Billy Smith trying to go himself, and Billy Smith goes over the line. He's been the best Roosters player on the field, and there we go. The Roosters finally get over the line in this second half, and it's now 28-10 to the kick to come. Roosters still clinging on to life here, so it's not over yet. Just passing it out to the wingers. Walker gets it off to Billy Smith, but a big wing gap there. And just sees Billy Smith go over himself. And Billy Smith, who got the line break that led to the first Roosters try from Tedesco, now gets one of his own. And now, with about 28 minutes remaining in this game, the conversion attempt could make it only a 16-point gap. So here we go. Billy Smith, one try assist, 2 line breaks, 84 metres. He has been the best player for the Roosters so far this game. Conversion from the sideline. So here we go. Conversion attempt now from Sam Walker, right on half from not right from halfway, right near the sideline. This to take it to a 16-point gap. And the conversion, it's a beautiful kick, and that's 28-12. So now just 28 minutes remaining, a 16-point gap, still very much in possibility of getting it done. Following the Warriors is like riding a continuous roller coaster. It's definitely so. And here's the kickoff, and we're back underway as the Warriors kick to the Roosters' right. And passing it out now as that's the number 15 to Sua Wong. So momentum tracker. Now the Roosters try. Could they have the momentum here? As it's pretty much hasn't been since the 20-minute mark. Where then it's just been all Warriors. Here's a run here from the number 14 of Connor Watson, who we're finally seeing on the field. Shy of the 40 for the third tackle. Now trying to spread it out to the right-hand side here, the Roosters. And they're getting on a float off. As Mount Smart filled up as it was supposed to be sold out, I feel like some people did come in late, so it's... I don't think it's every seat's got a person in it, but it's very close. Tedesco's broken through the line, and the spin goes behind the black flip pass there to Billy Smith. And he gets brought down for just shy of the Warriors 40 for the last tackle. It's a high bomb here by Cherry Evans. And Darwin Zalesniak with the catch, and he gets brought down in the 30 for the first tackle. So I'd say a pretty decent crowd, but I don't think it's exactly sold out. Probably still around 20,000, I reckon. Inside the 30 here, second tackle now for the Warriors. Definitely need to see if they can try to get another try going to keep the Roosters at bay. 30 on the 30 now for the third. Spreading now more so through the middle. There's Aaron Clark. It's brought down on the 40 for the fourth tackle. Just doing one up play here as there's another change. Sam Healy's come off for Wade Egan. A lot of people walk around inside the ground. Yeah, that's also true. But now Martin Wangitase with the catch, and he gets brought in inside the 20 for the first tackle for the Roosters. As Fisher Harris now waiting to come back onto the field. So 26 remaining in this game. Still not out of reach for the Roosters, but... running up the guts here, Nafar wide, getting some decent post carry meters. He's also been pretty good so far this game. A bit of a lackluster Roosters performance here. Flat down the line. Tedesco's broken the line here. Trying to find Angus Crichton. He gets the support. And just like that, the Roosters have now got momentum on their side as Angus Crichton goes over. And again, they may not have been good for majority of the match, but it's just these moments like that the Roosters can switch on. So there we go. It's 28-16 with a kick to come with 25 minutes remaining. The Roosters are definitely back in this. Okay, so if there's any Warriors fans in here, we need to start talking bad about them. So then they can start making the bit of a comeback, because that's how it usually works. So the Warriors are done here. They're definitely not going to come back after this one. They're definitely not going to. I don't want to give myself a side profile because I look ugly as shit with it. So 40th try for the Roosters. Angus Crichton has just scored. But there we go, just like that. He's just see a pass from Sam Walker, lays it off to James Tedesco, just gets the pass through, and there you go, Angus Crichton going to the post. So now this is a conversion attempt. Now this to make it a 10-point lead. It kind of makes you think, back in the first half where it was 6-all and there was a lot of pressure on the Roosters, they decided to go for the 2 here, and now there's a possibility now after this, with this conversion, the Roosters just need to get 2 more converted tries and they'll be in front by 2. But here's the kick from Walker, and he gets it through, so it's 28-18. And the crowd is starting to get a little bit nervous. So now can we just get this play to keep on going? Just waiting now to see the kickoff here by the Warriors. So there's... Oh, Nafar White slips up and the ball's popped out. That is a big momentum shift there, and it's just an accident. Nafar White running and slipping up, and unfortunately the ball's popped out. So a scrum feed 10 metres out from the try line, and the Warriors could start building back up their lead. Yeah, it's a loose carry, and the ball just ends up getting pushed out by a stray hand by Kurt Capewell. So 10 out now, full set of 6 here for the Warriors. They need to get another try to keep them back at bay as they tower up. 5 out now for the first tackle on the right-hand side. Now Ford. It's brought down 5 away now for the second tackle. Roosters now trying to spread it now. James Fisher-Harris. Brought down 5 away from the line now. Third tackle. 22.5 remaining in this game. The Warriors now trying to spread it. Oh! It's bobbled there by Wade Egan. But it's a penalty for offside. So it's another big chance here from the Warriors. Don't tell me you're going for the 2 here. Though, to be fair, that wouldn't be the worst call now. Nope. Looks like the Warriors are going for the 2 again from 10 metres out. So this will make it a 12-point lead to make it 30 points to 18. And it'll also start chewing down the clock ever so slightly. Here we go, just waiting now to see if Tanner Boyd can get this conversion through. They're trying to chop as much clock as possible. And just to think, with a big middle up the guts. So we go Tanner Boyd. 15 away from the try line. Here's the conversion. And the kick is successful. So there we go. 30 points to 18. With about 2 minutes chopped off there. So we're about 20 away from the end of the match. And 30 points to 18 leads the Warriors. There's the kickoff here by the Roosters. Deep into the Warriors' left-hand side of the field. As RTS takes the hit up himself. And there is Fisher-Harris. Gets brought down inside the 20 for the second tackle. Slinging it out now to the middle here. As that's Halasima trying to get his way out of tackles. He's brought down on the 20 for the third tackle. But he's getting slow to pick up. He's trying to signal he got clopped across the face. And an offload here for the Warriors. They're still going. Fisher-Harris. They've got numbers if they spread it out to the left-hand side. They can still go. Pompey. Pompey gets an offload. The Warriors are now running. Still going with the run. Here's Healy. Gets an offload off. I think it's Nicole Clockstead now. Fourth tackle. 15 away from the try line. A huge chance for the Warriors to increase their lead. Brings it out now. Boyd. They've got numbers all on their right. Down with Tinsley then runs centrally. Bit weird, but here we go. His last tackle. 20 out from the try line. Boyd with a kick to the left-hand side of the field. It looks too deep. And it's taken by Mark Nwangani-Tawase. It's going to be a 20-metre restart and a 7-tackle set. They've now got 19 metres away from the try line. That's 19 minutes remaining in the game. I don't know what I was saying then. But you're not far off. Oh no. Jackson Ford is clutching his shoulder. Nope, he's in immediate pain after that one. So what's happened here? So Martin Tuase, and it's meant to be a big hit by Jackson Ford shoulder to shoulder, and he's immediately clutching his left shoulder. That's not good. Is he alright? Is he still going? But he is in a lot of pain, so possible shoulder issue here for Jackson Ford, but he's been amazing this game so far for the Warriors. So this will be the first tackle now, just shy of the 40. Oh, big hit there on Angus Crichton, but he's still up on his feet. He gets brought down on the 40 for the second tackle. Set restart now. Now Sam Walker, now Tedesco. Down just shy of the 40. And it's a penalty for an offside here, so... So can't challenge the set, so it was for dissent. Right, it was a dissent penalty. You don't see that often. So here we go, full set of 6, 40 metres away from the try line. Can the Roosters keep closing the gap? Here we go, 25 away from the try line here. 20 out now, third tackle. It's a dissent penalty. That's a very interesting one. Walking out, Cherry Evans. Gets a pass out, Walker. Still the third tackle now, Tedesco. Tedesco trying to find a gap. He almost breaks through now. 10 metres out, fourth tackle for the Roosters. Connor Watson from dummy half. Gets the pass out to Cherry Evans. Now to Walker. They're just passing it out to the left-hand side here as Billy Smith gets brought down 5 metres away from the try line. Last tackle here. And the ball, it's a great tackle. Oh, the ball's popped out, but he's offside. But no, it's play on here. Roosters now have a ball, a 7-tackle set right on the Warriors line. So a huge chance here for the Roosters to get points. Rightio, here we go. Inside 10 now, it's Wong. Walker. Set restart. And it's taken. That's a bit of a rough play because that was first tackle of a brand new set from the set restart. But it's going to be a goal line dropout by the Warriors. And a long tackle, goal line, no, long kick from the dropout. It's been now got less than 16 minutes remaining. out to the left-hand side to get a pass out to Tupou, but Tupou doesn't have enough room to run. Now 6. Set restart again as well now for the Roosters. Pauga's going to go himself, but the set restart, he's still going, but he's just short of the line. Walker goes for the kick, and it's taken by Kurt Capewell. And that's on the second tackle. That's a really bad decision there from the Roosters. And it's blown the chance now the Warriors can try to control the pace of the game. And it's a penalty to the Warriors as well. So here we go. Big chance here for the Warriors. If they could get another try here, they could ice the game. So just trying to see now what does end up happening here as we're just waiting now right on halfway. There's Jackson Ford still going on despite the issues of a shoulder injury. 45 away from the try line now. Second tackle. Fisher Harris with the ball. Gets it. A flick pass there to Capewell. But Capewell will get wrapped up on the Roosters 40 now for the third tackle. You got to think another try here for the Warriors could be enough to secure the win. Run from dummy half here for Healy. 30 out now. Fourth tackle. Spread it now. Boyd. Gives it off to Fisher Harris. Now, is this Halasima still? Warriors still with the ball and they're still passing it about. But they've gone all the way back to the 40 here for the last tackle. But again, 13 metres away from the line. And there's the kick from Harris to Vida. Bomb here for New England to Arce, and he gets the catch on the 10 here for the first tackle. Cramp there on the one going to Arce. Needs to get some pickle juice into him. Just, you know, to just get back into a bit of normalcy. Still working on it. Roosters now just trying to find a way to break through the line. Here's Nafal White. Onto the 40 for the third tackle. Spreading it. An obstruction penalty against the Roosters. That's not good. Was it a real proper obstruction? Oh, it's unlucky. It's just everything just seems to be going wrong here for the Roosters. So here we go. 30 metres out. A full set of 6 now incoming for the Warriors. We've got 11 minutes remaining. To be honest, I might need to immediately start preparing this other stream because it's just getting to the point where there's probably going to be about 5 or 6 minutes remaining until the game starts in Brisbane. But here we go. The Warriors now down the right-hand side. Oh, the ball's popped out. Desico picks up the ball, and it's still play on. So the Roosters now trying to fling it out all the way down the right-hand side here. Palga trying to get a pass out to Wangani to Arce. Nutawase still going. And he gets brought down 35 metres away from the try line now for the first tackle of this new set. Now White just trying to get it through here. Tedesco now 20 out, third tackle. They need to get a try here because they're only 12 away now. Cherry Evans, and the ball pops out. And the Cole clock set picks it up. So we're about to enter the final 10 minutes of this matchup. And we've got a huge moment here to see if just one more try should be able to do it for the Warriors to get the win here. Sorry, that was a big mistake there. There we go. We're back to normalcy. Hopefully that all starts loading up with the chat. Probably not, but a little bit of a mistake there. But here we go. So 9 minutes 30 remaining in this game. Fourth tackle here from the Warriors is still trying to go. Fisher Harris now. Now right on halfway here. This will be the last tackle. So 9.5 remaining in this matchup. There's the last tackle kick. And it's taken by Daniel Tupou, who gets brought down inside of the 30 for the first tackle for the Roosters. We need to start thinking about when could there be the possibility of Roosters getting a try. Noli Tuase trying to break through, but he gets brought down just past the Roosters 30 for the second tackle. Now Walker from dummy half. Gives it off to Cherry Evans. And Cherry Evans still on that far right hand side of the field. Now just shy of halfway for the third tackle. Now gives it off to Nat Butcher. Shy of halfway again, but more central. Fourth tackle. Now to find White. It's brought down 35 away from the try line. And here goes last tackle kick. Here's a kick high on the F by Walker. A lot of pressure on Dallin. But the team's Lesniak lost the ball. And it's trying to be an underarm flick pass. And it should be, yep, it's going to be ruled as a knock on by the Warriors. So a scrum about 15, 20 metres out. And a full set of 6 here for the Roosters with just about 8 minutes remaining in this game. So here we go. No advantage played. Or big head clash there between Healy and Stour Smith trying to make the tackle on Nefano White. So unfortunately there, the knock on there by the Warriors has given scrum feed in very much pretty decent scoring position here for the Roosters. Could you imagine if this goes a golden point? So Sam Healy being told to come to the field for a HIA. 7 minutes, 51 seconds now. I just realised I should probably get the scoreboard going. Yep, there we go. At least we're now back to proper normalcy. So here we go. 10 out, actually. Full set of 6 for the Roosters. They need to get a try to cut the lead down to 6. The Roosters now play it out from the right-hand side. That's a high shot. And it's a penalty for Capewell and Cherry Evans. And some of the Roosters players appealing for a sin bin, because that would be very much a major chance there. But Roosters need to keep on going and trying to get a try. 10 out, another set. 7 minutes 40 now remaining in this game as you've got Nat Butcher. Brought down 5 out on the far right-hand side of the field. Spread into the middle now. Cherry Evans gives it off to Nefano White. Runs a bit more central, but still on the right-hand side of the field now. Second tackle, 5 out. Now onto the right-hand side now, the Roosters. Walker. They've got numbers on the left. If they go for it, Tupou just can't get a right angle to go for it. And he'll stay in, but third tackle on the far right-hand side of the field. It's still 5 out. Walker. Now to Cherry Evans. Now to Collins. And Collins will be brought down on the 10-metre line here for the fourth tackle. Now the short left-hand side again. Walker trying to get Crichton through. Now 5 out. Last tackle here for the Roosters. Watson flat ball, and it's intercepted by James Fisher-Harris. That is a major play there. First tackle on the 10 now for the Warriors, and the Warriors just need to keep the pace going and possibly try to force the Roosters to make a mistake and give away another set restart or penalty and just keep going, and we'll see the Warriors quite possibly getting the first win, their first win of the season over the Roosters. And now, Leo Tower now just grabbing up to his eyes. We're going to have absolutely no moments. We have to pretty much end this stream and all his blood coming out of the nose here. It's the right idea there by Connor Watson, but Lindsay, Connor Watson, but Lindsay Collins was just too close. Yeah, it's in a high shot to the face here, Leo Tower, and his nose is very much bleeding. So time pause at 6 minutes 22 around the 20. Disney's going to come for that sign. So here we go, 6:22 remaining. Just waiting now to see how quickly we can try to get this 2 number. Jackson Ford, VB Hard Earned Index currently winning, and very much so. He's been involved in pretty much every single type of play here. And it's a ruck infringement here. Set restart for the Warriors, so this will be the first one right on halfway for the first tackle. So can the Warriors, if they could just get another try? Honestly, I'd go for the field goal if I was them. So Stowers Smith now trying to get up the run, 35 away from the try. If you get a field goal, you're 13 up. So even if they score 2 tries in the last 5 minutes, they'll still be ahead by 1. And there's Halasima. Gets brought down, 4th tackle, 25 away from the try line. 35, sorry. Now up the middle here, Aaron Clark now 30 away. Thinks about the offload, but he doesn't get it. Here we go. Last tackle for the Warriors. Flings out. Harris Tavita. Kick up into the air to the right, left-hand side of the field. Caught by the Warriors. It's caught, and Harris Tavita has scored. Brilliant one-handed catch. He gets possession of the ball, and that should do it. 34 points to 18 with less than 5 to go. That very much should seal the win for the Warriors in the opening round of the season. Harris Tavita with a double. It was a great catch by RTS. Fends it into him. Harris Tavita catching it with one hand. Very impressive stuff. Just great play there, and Harris Tavita gets it done. So, said they were thinking about, should get a field goal. They'll just score another try, and the conversion attempt should make it 30. Still a bit further away, so it could make it a possible 36-18 lead. But this will be the Warriors get the opening win of the season. 7th career double there for Harris Tavita. Yeah, it's definitely been not the best performances here by the Roosters, but the Roosters teams do have in history started off slow. But there we go. We're just waiting time, just run down. Waiting for the conversion attempts. We're now down to less than 4 minutes remaining. So pretty much we'll need to end this stream, and then this will immediately carry over to the start of the Brisbane Penrith stream. So you just stay here. So there's no need to move. Here's a conversion attempt, and it's through between the posts by Wade Egan. Not Wade Egan, Tanner Boyd. As it's now 36 points to 18. And now with less than 4 remaining, that realistically should do it. There we go, the Warriors getting the dub, essentially. Yeah, so they're going to be crossing over straight away for the start of the Broncos game. And it's an attempted short kickoff. And that's going to be a knock-on anyways. And it's going to be Warriors ball on their 40. They're out of challenges. And it's just been a great performance here by the Warriors. So going into now the final couple of minutes, I mean, this has just been a really good performance all in all by the Warriors here. Oh, is it delay of scrum? But now it's just straight up a penalty. Unless that was actually for dissent. It is a second dissent penalty. Surely a second dissent penalty would mean like a sin bin. But here we go into the final 3 minutes now. It is basically all over. So we will be immediately crossing over to the Brisbane Panthers stream. So I'm just going to have a quick look at that to see everything's all set up there, including the poll. The poll is done, yep. So just waiting here now. So here we go, getting close now. Warriors fans, you better start celebrating because it's been doing really well. Final 2 minutes here. They bring it out to the right-hand side. They're going to keep going here, and they've just done it again. Chance Nicole Klokstad. It's 40-18. Who would have expected this? This has been a fantastic performance by the Warriors, taking advantage of the shortcomings by the Roosters and their discipline. And, well, there you go. They're going to finish this game off, and I might need to make an executive decision here because the start of the Broncos Panthers game very close to coming. So pretty much as soon as the siren goes for full time, we'll end the stream, and then this will all be carried over to the Broncos Panthers. Do a quick overview and try to get in ready for the second game of tonight. But this has been a fantastic performance by the Warriors. They have done brilliantly well. I do just want to shout out the people that voted in the poll earlier. Only 8 people voted, but 38% getting the votes in favour of the Warriors to get the win. So that's the first time of doing these NRL streams that the Warriors were the under team. There we go, John. Miss out of T. What a game from the Warriors. This has been absolutely brilliant by them. As time just keeps winding down, there'll probably only be about a minute to go before we cross over to the game between Brisbane and Penrith. What a game that's going to be. But yeah, massive statement win there by the Warriors. I was even talking the pregame, was all about this is going to be possibly needing to be a statement win by the Roosters to set themselves up as being genuine title contenders. And they basically told me to go fuck myself. There's a kick from Tanner Boyd, and it's straight down the middle. It's brilliant. 42 points to 18. Going in now into the final minute, as we just want to get this minute going quickly because we need to cross over to the Broncos and the Panthers game. And you don't need to do anything. You can just stay here unless you don't want to see the rest of me, which is fair enough because I am annoying and a pest. But no, it's a brilliant run there. Chance Nicole Klokstad getting over the line, and it's just been absolute brilliance. Just crossing through here. Just need to... No, never mind. So here we go. 50 seconds remaining. Literally, the Broncos and the teams are in. They're giving the final pep talks. The whistle going. It was a short kickoff here by the Roosters. While teams are Lesniak with the ball, but it'll get brought down now. So we're just waiting to officially change over, and they'll be ready to go as we go into the Broncos Panthers. We've got everything else set up. We just need to end this stream and then start off the next one. Now into the final 30 seconds, but what a performance this has been by the Warriors. Don't think anybody would have expected a result like this coming into this game, and well, the ball's knocked on. I guess they'll just let the timer roll on, and that's going to be surely it. Captain's challenge here by the Warriors. Bro. Come on, the game's over. Why are the Warriors challenging this? You got 10 seconds left. Come on. I'm going to have to make an unfortunate executive decision. It's 10 seconds left in the game. No one's going to score, hopefully. We're going to end the stream now. Thank you all for watching, but we're immediately going to cross over and get the stream started for the Brisbane Broncos and the Penrith Panthers. Thank you all for watching.